Okay, so today I thought I would talk about the time that I almost got kidnapped when I was like 17, and that general harassment endeavor, after effects of that sort of thing. So, when I was 17. So I guess I kind of wanted to talk about this because, like, well, one, I did that video like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and two, it kind of sparked some, like, definitely a flash of white privilege when I like talked about this to my therapist, because it kind of played out almost exactly like the Charleena Lyles case, in the sense, like, all up until, you know, they didn't shoot me to death. So I'll go ahead and let you, like, I'll start from the beginning. So I'm like waiting for the bus. It's like I'm a junior. I wore a skirt that day. It was kind of like a long skirt with some cute little heels. They were like this tall. I had to walk down my driveway. Now this is rural Texas, and so everybody kind of has like not everybody has a decent sized land of property, but I was on 5 acres and my house was in the back and the driveway was long and rocky. I could get down it, but you know, you gotta take your time, you know, do. So I get down to the very end, and I'm waiting for the bus. And then I see this car, like 2 houses down. They stopped and like slowly crept up. And I was like, I see this and I'm like, huh, so that's odd. So as they slowly come closer and closer towards my house, I slowly back further and further away, until like, they're probably like 30 feet away. And he's like sitting in his car and he rolls down the window and he's like, hey, come, like, have you seen my dog? Come look at a picture. And I'm like, wow, what a stereotype. I was 17. I'm like, I know better. So anywho, I was like, no. But then he backed up, like, on my driveway. So here's my driveway. He backed up and turned down it. So once that happened, I was like, oh fuck. So I started running and he started chasing after me with this car. I kicked off my heels and I'm running down my very rocky driveway barefoot. Ugh. Okay, so getting my feet all cut up, and then if you know of sand spurs, that's a thing in Texas and they suck. So I'm like running down there to my house, and I get in my house and barefoot, my like heels are somewhere way fucking back on the driveway, so I just like left my shoes, gone. So I get in the house and I start like, I first go for a weapon, so I like grab a butcher knife and my tennis racket. Of course, totally, makes sense. So I got a butcher knife in one hand and a tennis racket in the other, and I'm like locking all the doors, right? So I'm running around locking doors, locking like windows and everything. And we had 3 doors at this place, so it sucked, and a lot of windows too. So I felt like I was just running and locking forever, and the guy's like banging on the door and shit, and then banging on windows, and then like I got my butcher knife. Eventually he gave up and ran away. Now in all this time, I didn't know, like, I had a cell phone, but we didn't have a landline. We just had cell phones, and my cell phone was like you load minutes, and it ran out of minutes, and this was long enough ago that, like, if you ran out of minutes, you're like, does 911 still work? So I didn't think it did. I wasn't sure, so I waited like 5 minutes just like hiding with my butcher knife and everything, and then I called the cops, and I was like, oh yay, it does work, huh? And they send the cop over, and I still have my butcher knife and my tennis racket, to which I am like terrified. I got my tennis, like I like walk over to the door, and the cop just is like, he holds on to the handle and he says, wait, you gotta set the knife down. And I'm like, I didn't even respond immediately. Like, that's not, like, cops can't expect you to be on your toes like that, because it's just like you're in a state of distress, you know? You called them for a fucking reason, right? You know? And so I had my knife, and I'm like, pause, and I look at it, and then I like look at the cop, and I'm like, well, not a threat. And so I set everything down, and like I opened the door, and then I just kind of collapsed. But how did this I'm just so pissed at the cops that murdered Charleena Lyles, because like, this has to play out on a regular basis like this, you know? Like, it has, like, people, this is how they respond. It's totally normal. This is a cop's job. They should know what to fucking expect from people they're going to help. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed at it. And like, yeah, anywho, so yeah. That was my story. And I didn't end up fucking murdered by cops because, you know, racism is horrible. And it's just horrible. But yeah, it was a freaky story. Afterwards, let's see. Afterwards, let's see, my mom got there. I skipped the day of school, you know. And then I slept in like my parents' bed for like, because my dad wasn't there for some reason. I don't remember why he was away for like it was for a few weeks. But I was like crashing in my mom's bed, and like I was just paranoid that they never caught the guy, and so it's like he knew where I lived. That's fucking creepy. I got a lot better at like knowing everything was locked and making sure everything was locked, you know, so that it wasn't such a like rush. But I'm like, it leaves you just kind of paranoid and stuff. But yeah, that's that story. I didn't get kidnapped. Woohoo! Butcher knives are cool. Actually, like, I just love knives. Knives are good. They protect you. I like knives. Yeah, and then just like the after effects of that, I guess it kind of faded away over time. I haven't thought about it in a while until I talked to my therapist like last week about it. So yeah, it's just buckety. I'm just pissed at the whole like, this is like, this, fuck the police. I know they showed up, but like, really, what did you do? Didn't kill me. Ooh, cool, good fucking job. It's like normal, and you're not supposed to kill people. So I'm not like really impressed with the police here. I'm just like pissed at the police. Fuck the police. Fuck police. Who else? Yeah, fuck prisons. Fuck Mayor Durkin. So many fucks. I have so many fucks I need to stop giving. Alright, well, y'all stay safe. Have fun.